Ātmā Yoniḥ Swayanjato Vaikhānah Samagāyanah Devakī Nandanah Srashta Kshitishah Papanāshanah. Ātmā Yoniḥ, with the self as the cause. Atma alone is the material cause of the universe and no other. From where has this universe come? From Atma alone. So Atma is the material cause of the universe. Ātmā Yoniḥ. Parashara Bhattar says Ātmā Yoniḥ means he who causes the union of the bhakta with himself is Ātmā Yoniḥ. Ātmā Yoniḥ Swayanjato. Swayanjatah, self-born. We saw that Ātmā Yoniḥ means he is the material cause of the universe. Adi Shankara says. Swayanjatah, he says, is he is also the instrumental cause of the universe. How is he born? By himself. He is the instrument. Swayanjatah. Parashara Bhattar says Swayanjatah means he who takes avatara, he who incarnates of his own volition, is Swayanjatah. Ātmā Yoniḥ Swayanjato Vaikhānah. Vaikhānah means one who digs, digger. As Varaha Avatara, he dug up the earth and killed Hiranyaksha who lived in Patala. So he is Vaikhānah. Parashara Bhattar says Vaikhānah means he who uproots the miseries of the world. Therefore he is Vaikhānah. Both have to do with digging. Vaikhānah Samagāyanah. Samagāyanah, singer of the Sama. Samaveda, Samas. In Bhagavad Gita it says, among the Vedas I am Samaveda. Parashara Bhattar says Samagāyanah means he before whom Muktas, that those who are liberated, sing Samas. Samagāyanah, he sung, Samas are sung to him by those who are liberated. In Taittiriya Upanishad, there comes a small portion where it is said to Sama. Therefore I'll try and chant it. Ha u ha u ha u amannam 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 amannado amannado amannada ahag shloka krit ahag shloka krit ahag shloka krit ahamasmi prathamajartasya purvam devebhyo amritasya nabhai yo madadadi saidameva mava ahamannam ahamannam adantamadmi aham vishvam bhuvanamabhya bhavam suvarna jyoti ya evam veda ityupanishad. Anyway, the interesting thing also is here also it's come ahamannam 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 ahamannado. The previous shloka also has annam annada evacha. So that comes here. Ātmā Yoniḥ Swayanjato Vaikhānah Samagāyanah Devakī Nandanah Srashta Kshitishah Papanāshanah. Devakī Nandanah, the delight of Devaki. Explaining this, our elders say that Bhishma has been narrating all the namas of Paramatma, all the gunas of the Paramatma has been elaborated by Bhishma in the string of names, which is now touching towards 1,000. So Yudhishthira is having this question in mind. Even now, about this Paramatma. Just to clarify any question that may be left, Bhishma says, Devaki Nandana. He narrates the Vishnu Sahasranāma to Yudhishthira. Says all the great qualities narrated so far, all the namas are not simply applicable to Paramatma, but they pertain to this person who is standing in front of you, Lord Krishna. He shows the finger saying, Devaki Nandana. He's standing, he's also there, standing there. Says all these 1,000 names is all his, Devaki Nandana. Adi Shankara quotes a verse, Ya esha pratu dirghaksha sambandhite janardana esha bhutam bhavishyaccha bhavaccha bharatarshabha. O big-eyed Yudhishthira, this sambandhi of yours, this relation of yours, Janardana, he is the past, the present, the future, everything. Yotim Shukrani Chayani Loke, Trayo Loka Loka Palastrayicha, Trayognyascha Hutayascha Pancha Sarve Deva Deva Kiputra Eva, Yotim Shukrani Chayani Loke. All the luminances of the world, all the radiances of the three worlds, the protector of the three worlds, the three Vedas, the three sacred fires, the 5 oblations, and all the Devas are all but Devaki Putra, says Mahabharata. So this is quoted by Adi Shankara here to relate to this Nama Devaki Nandana. Devaki Nandana Srashta. Srashta Sarvasya Lokascha Srashta, the creator of all lokas. Kshitisha. Kshitisha, Lord of the, what is Kshiti? Bhumi. Kshitisha, Lord of the earth. Adi Shankara says this name refers to Sri Rama, the son of Dasharatha. Kshitisha. Kshitija's husband as well, correct. Kshitisha, very nice. Kshitija is born of the earth, so it's Shita. Kshitisha is the Lord of the earth. Papanashana, one who destroys sin. Whose sin does he destroy? Kirtitah, Pujito, Dhyatah, Smritah, Paparashim, Nashayan, Papanashana, says Adi Shankara. Kirtitah, Pujitah, Dhyatah, Smritah. So one who sings his praise, one who does his worship, one who meditates on him, one who remembers him, of all these people, Paparashim, the entire Rashi of Papa, the entire hordes of sins are destroyed, therefore is called Papanashana. He quotes from a treatise called Vriddhashata Tapa, where it says, Pakshopavasat yat papam purusya pranashyati pranayama shatenaikeva tat papam nashyate nrinam pranayama sahasrena yat papam nashyate nrinam kshanamatrena tat papam harer dhyanat pranashyati. If somebody does a upavasam, keeps a fast for a paksha, for a period of time, surely some of his sins get destroyed. That amount of sin is destroyed by doing 100 pranayamas. If you do 100 pranayama, that same amount of sin will get destroyed. The amount of sin that gets destroyed by doing 1000 pranayama, that amount of sin gets destroyed kshanamatrena, by mere remembrance of Hari. Hare dhyanat pranashyati. Parasar Bhattar says, Atha dadi navanita stainya rasa kridadi kathamritena paresham papanashana. By merely listening to or reciting to stories such as the way the baby Sri Krishna used to play with curds and with butter and do rasa krida, by just reciting or hearing these stories, these sins get destroyed. Papanashana. Therefore is Papanashana. And we come to the last shloka of Sahasranama. Shankha Brannandaki Chakri Sharanga Dhanva Gadadhara Rathangapani Rakshobhya Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ Om Namaiti. Shankha Brannandaki Chakri, 993rd Nama. Shankhabrit, the one who is bearing the Shankha. Which Shankha? What is the name of the Shankha? Panchajanya. Panchajananyakhyam bhutadhyankaratmakam shankam bibhrat shankabhrat, says Adi Shankara. The bearer of the name, bearer of the conch named Panchajanya, which represents the 5 elements, Ahankara and the rest. Panchajanya means born of 5. Yeah. Shankabhrit Amaya. So, Panchajanyakyam Bhutadi, that is the 5 great elements, earth, water, this thing, space, ether and fire. Ahankara and ego, Atmakam, Shankham, Bibhrat, Shankabhrit. Parasara Bhatta says, Panchajanya is Paramaishwarya Chinnam. It is a symbol of the overlordship of the Lord of the universe. Is Panchajanya, that is the Shankha. And Bhrit means nourished. How is the Panchajanya nourished? Panchajanya is nourished by Mahavishnu because he nourishes this divine conch with the nectar from his beautiful lips. Therefore, Shankhabhrit. Shankabhran Nandaki. Nandaka we saw is the sword, right? Nandaki. Vidyamayo Nandakakyo Asihi Asya Iti Nandaki. Vidyamayo, knowledge. It is the sword of knowledge. Nandaki Akhya Asi means sword. He has this knowledge, a sword called Nandaki, Nandaka, which is basically knowledge. Therefore, he is Nandaki. Parasara Bhatta says, Nandaka, the sword, gives him the joy of victory. So it is Nandaki. He is Nandaki. Shankabhran Nandaki, Chakri. Chakri, Sudarshan Chakra he holds, right? Adi Shankara says, Manastattvatmakam Sudarshanakyam Chakram Asya Iti. Manastattva. The tattva of the mind. The tattva of the mind. The basis of the self of the tattva of the mind, known as Sudarshana, is a chakra, is his chakra, therefore he is Chakri. So Shankha was the 5 elements, Nandaka knowledge, Chakra is Manas. Parasara Bhatta says, Sansar Chakram Asya Agaya Parivartata Itiva. No, this is also by him. Sansara Chakra Asya Agaya Parivartata Itiva. Also by Adi Shankara. The Sansara Chakra, the wheel of the bhava, the whatever you call it, creation, universe, transmigratory, all that, Sansara. How does it rotate? By his Agya, by his power and orders. Therefore, he is Chakri. Shankabhran Nandaki Chakri Sharanga Dhanva. Sharanga is his bow, right? Adi Shankara says, Indriyadi Ahankaratmakam Sharangam Nama Dhanuhu Asya Iti. Asya Asti Iti. It represents the Indriyadi Ahankara. It represents the senses and the ego and all that. That is the bow representing the senses. Sharanganama. Yeah. The Shankha was the elements. Nandaka was knowledge. Chakra was mind. Sharangadhanva is the senses, sense organs. Gadadhara. Shankabhrannandagi Chakri Sharangadhanva Gadadhara. Gadadhara, you know the Gada he carries. Buddhi Tattvatmikam. That represents the tattva of buddhi, the discrimination, the understanding power. Nama, Kaumodakim Nama Gadam Vahan Gadadhara. Its name is Kaumodaki. He bears it, therefore is Gadadhara. Shankabhrannandagi Chakri Sharangadhanva Gadadhara Rathangapani Rakshobhya Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ. Rathangapani. Rathangam Chakram Asya Panau. Rathangam, chariot, a part of the chariot. What is the part of the chariot that he carries? The wheel. Also, the chakra is also, Sudarshana chakra is also a part of the chariot. Rathangapani Panau Sthitamisi Rathangapani. Rathangapani Rakshobhya Akshobhya. Ashakyam Kshobhana. Iti Akshobhya. Ashakyam Kshobhana. Impossible to perturb. That is imperturbable. Nothing is going to shake him. Imperturbable. Akshobhya. Parasara Bhattar gives a beautiful meaning to unshakable. He says, Prapanna Bhayadanadardhyat Swamahimna api Akshobhya. He who is unshakable in his vow of protecting those who take refuge in him. Nothing will come between that and nobody or no one, nothing can come between him and his vow of protecting anybody. He is unshakable. He will protect anybody who seeks refuge in him. Rathangapani Rakshobhya. And now the 1000th Nama. Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ. Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ. He who is adorned with all kinds of striking weapons. We saw in this shloka, Shankhabrannantaki Chakri Sharngadanva Gadadhara Rathangapani. All these are weapons of his. But these are not the only weapons of his. His weapons are not limited to these. For example, Adi Shankara says, when he killed Hiranyakashipu, he used his fingernails. So there's a wide variety of weapons that he has, all for what? For the sake of protecting his devotees and for quelling adharma. He has any number of innumerable weapons and is ready to use them for that cause. Therefore, Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ. Because he has used this as the last nama of the litany of Vishnu Sahasranāma, Adi Shankara says, this indicates Satya Sankalpatvena Sarveshwaratvam. It indicates that he is Satya Sankalpa, that Mahavishnu is true to his purpose and that he is the Lord of all. Therefore, this is the last nama, Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ. Parasara Bhattar says, Mahavishnu has got innumerable celestial weapons that adorn him. Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ. They adorn him. These weapons help him to discharge the responsibility which he has undertaken as the Supreme Lord of the universe to root out all the miseries of his devotees. Therefore, Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ. Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ Om Nama Iti. And for emphasis, it is repeated. Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ. Don't worry. He's got every kind of conceivable and inconceivable weapon and he's having it. And also because it is mentioned again here, it means this also indicates this is the last nama of the 1000 namas. Sarva Praharaṇa Ayudhaḥ. Om indicates auspiciousness. Nama indicates finally that I conclude this with obeisance to with bowing to Lord Vishnu. And here Adi Shankara quotes a shloka, Dhanyam tadeva lagnam tannaksham tadeva punyamah karanasya chasa siddhi yatra harihi prang namaskriyate. Dhanyam tadeva lagnam. Which nakshatra, which lagna, which day, which karana is auspicious? When you are looking, you look all these, when you have marriage has to be fixed, so many things. All that. Which lagna is all that? That lagna is alone auspicious. That nakshatra alone is auspicious. That karana is auspicious when Vishnu is first saluted. The wise ones salute Lord Vishnu at the beginning and at the end of any action and thereby render the action auspicious. We saw also, I think, after the Bhishma Stavaraja, this next shloka coming, Ekopi Krishne Sukrita Pranamo Dashashvamedhavabhritena Tulya Dashashvamedhi Punareti Janma Krishna Pranamina Punarbhavaya. One namaskara done nicely to Sri Krishna is equal to having had avabhrita snana after completing 10 Ashwamedha Yajna as a Yajamana. But even then, after completing 10 Ashwamedha Yajna, you may be born again. But Krishna Pranami na Punarbhavaya, the one who does namaskar to Krishna will not be born again. And he concludes, Adi Shankara concludes with another verse which he says, the sins committed by a person in his past births, in 1,000 kalpas and pralayas, are immediately destroyed by slightly bowing one's head before the master of the three worlds, Vishnu, of incomparable excellence. Iti Dashama Shataka Bhashyam. This is the end of the Sahasranama litany as is there in Mahabharata. But traditionally, there is one more shloka that is chanted after this shloka. Vanamali Gadi Sharangi Shanki Chakri Dhananjaki Sriman Narayano Vishnur Vasudevo Virakshatu. Vanamali Gadi Sharangi Shanki Chakri Dhanandaki Sriman Narayano Vishnur Vasudevo Virakshatu. Vanamali Gadi Sharangi Shanki Chakri Dhanandaki Sriman Narayano Vishnur Vasudevo Virakshatu. Sri Vasudevo Virakshatu Om Namaiti. Vanamali, one who has Vaijayanti Mala, Gadi, what's him? He has the Gada, he has the Sharanga, the bow, the Shankha, the Chakra, the Nandaka, that Vishnu. May that Vishnu Vasudeva protect us. This is what this thing says. Then comes the Falashruti of Vishnu Sahasranāma, which is a part of Mahabharata. Itidam kirtaniyasya keshavasya mahatmanah namna prakirtitam itidam kirtaniyasya itidam means it indicates that the Sahasranama is now complete. In this manner, kirtaniyasya, worthy of worship. Who is worthy of worship? Worship Keshava. Why is he worthy of worship? Because he is Mahatma. Mahatmanah, he is the Supreme Self, he is the highest Self. Namnam Sahasram Divyanam Asheshena Prakirtitam. Bhishma is telling Yudhishthira the 1,000 names, divine names. Why Divyam, Divyanam? Because these namas are vehicles to moksha, not just here, but even in Devalokam. Divyanam, they are divine names. Divyanam Asheshena Prakirtitam. I have told you without keeping back anything. I have held back nothing from you. I have told you the whole thing. Asheshena Prakirtitam. Out of my regard for you, nothing which ought to be known has been left out. Yaidam shuniya nityam yaschapi parikirtayet na shubham prapnuyat kinchit somutre hachamanava. All this Bhishma is telling. Yaidam shuniya nityam yaschapi parikirtayet. He who listens to this every day, or he who recites it every day, na shubham prapnuyat kinchit. No ashubham. Nothing which is not auspicious will happen to him. Somutreha chamanava, either here or hereafter. Amutra means hereafter. For any human being. Why does he say hereafter? Adi Shankara says in the case of Yayati, Nahusha, etc., they attained high worlds but then they fell. Such things will not happen to devotees of Sahasranama who chant the Sahasranama.